your life.
Welcome to a demonstration of the Inkle Loom. We're at Heritage Spinning and Weaving in Lake Orion, Michigan, and this is an Inkle Loom. Inkle is an Old English word that means band. So on the Inkle Loom, we make bands for various purposes. They might be used to decorate clothing, or they might be functional to put on the end of a tool, or make a belt, a guitar strap, any number of different uses for an Inkle band. The Inkle Loom came to America about 1930 from England, and it has developed into a very popular loom here. There are a lot of different varieties, some that are made by companies like Ashford and Schacht, and some that are made by woodworkers, and you can purchase them on Etsy. They're an inexpensive loom, and what we have warped up here is 8/4 cotton. 8/4 cotton is a fairly large gauge cotton, and it isn't sticky, which is good for beginners on this loom. This loom weaves plain weave, which means one shed, half of the threads are up, and on the next shed, half of the threads are down. So we get alternating colors in our band. And we'll show you closer up on some of those bands. Now I'd like you to show you the different parts of an Inkle loom. We have the front peg, the top peg, the heddle peg, and the back peg. And this peg is the adjusting peg or tensioning peg, and it keeps the warp tight. These are called heddles, and they are used to hold the thread that goes over the top peg tight and static. The threads that go straight to the back peg move. They go up and they go down. And that's how we get the patterning on an Inkle loom. Let's look at it close up now. Okay, I'm going to show you how to weave on the Inkle loom and explain a couple other things as well. I use this clip, which is an IKEA bag clip, and it helps as a set of extra hands. It keeps my shuttle from falling out, and it makes my loom easier to carry. So my shuttle is on the right. I'm going to do an up shed. And then a down shed. And that's the full sequence. Weaving on an Inkle is very rhythmic and soothing. And one of the things that we need to watch is how our selvages look. And to help them look better, our shuttle thread often matches our selvages, so they blend together. So let me do a few more passes. You can see that when I pull the weft through, I'm actually pulling on the bottom a little bit to straighten out the edges, the selvages, and then I pinch, and as I'm pinching, I'm feeling for the thread to meet the selvage. And when it hits that point, I let go. Now there's a couple things points that I want to make here. And one is, you can see in the beginning, I have started with 4 craft sticks. They're small sticks that work really well for this purpose. I have used toothpicks or any firm small thing like this, and it helps get started and establish the width of the band. So I can push this in, and when I start my band, that can be the beginning, and whatever is left here, I could make braids out of it, or a tassel, or some other finishing. And it depends how how you want to finish it, how much space you leave here before the knots that are underneath where you've tied them when you warp. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention is to keep good salvages is to always weave in a very small area, about this much. The more you advance your warp, the more consistent the tension on the warp will be, so that you'll have better salvages. And if you're wondering how to figure out how wide your band should be, look to the top peg and put these threads so they almost touch each other, and that will give you a really good idea of how wide you'll be weaving. As you weave and keep records, you'll know that a certain number of threads will give you a certain width, and you can keep records and learn from them. This pattern came from the Inkle Loom pattern generator. If you look up Inkle Loom pattern generator on Google, it will send you to a website where you can put your own colors in, and you can see what the band will look like. And then underneath, it gives you a thread by thread order of how you set up your loom. We'll show you some samples of bands for inspiration, and if you have any questions, you can send me an email, joan@heritagespinning.com. Thanks for watching today.